How's it going out there? This is Feed Your Mind. And so, in this video, I will prove that the space station is not what you were told. Plus, we will get into some alternative ideas about what it might actually be. And so, the ISS is said to circumnavigate the Earth about 16 times a day. They say it takes about an hour and a half per trip around the Earth. And they say it's going about 17,500 miles per hour. That's an unbelievable speed that nobody has ever witnessed with our own eyes. It's only something that we read about. They say the ISS is about 250 miles up in the air. They actually say there's about 10 million pieces of space junk that includes space debris and all types of stuff just flying around in outer space. And so how is it that the ISS never runs into any of this space junk up there? Because that space junk is also going faster than a speeding bullet. And so that's a lot of projectiles up there zipping around in outer space, right? It sounds like a big mess up there. And so it doesn't really even seem reasonable that mankind has the technology to even govern that type of chaos going on up there, because with all that space junk and space debris and fully functioning satellites and the ISS and all that up there, how is it that we have any control over any of that stuff? And also, all that we ever observe here on Earth is when you put something up in the sky, it has to come back down. But that's not the case with some of the new technology that they're revealing, because the grandson of Auguste Piccard, who was said to have went the highest up in the air before spaceships were invented, this guy went up in a weather balloon and was said to have supposedly even seen the flat Earth. But we'll get into more of that in another video. But his grandson apparently was the first to circumnavigate around the Earth on a weather balloon. And you would almost think that if the Earth is rotating, you could almost go up in a weather balloon and the Earth would rotate under you so that you could travel that way. But that doesn't happen in real life because the Earth is not rotating. But the point that I wanted to get to is that Bertrand Piccard also was the first to circumnavigate the Earth on a solar-powered flight. And like we covered in my video, Magnetic North is not what you were told. The YouTube channel DITRH proves circumnavigation of the Earth is something that can be done on both a flat Earth or a globe Earth model. And so Bertrand Piccard has revealed to the world that there is technology where this plane can fly up in the air and never have to refuel. This plane has solar panels that actually take in the energy during the day, and then during night it operates under the power that it collected during the day. And so now we're starting to see that there is technology where spacecraft can stay in the air without the need to ever come down to Earth.
You look at your 4 electric motors turning with the propellers, and you have no noise, no pollution, no fuel, and you know that you can fly forever. And you think, I'm already in the future, but it's the present, it's the wonders, miracles that clean technologies can achieve.
Now, we know the ISS is not what we were told because there's been so many bloopers that we have caught. You can find all of this stuff online, and you can check out how the women astronauts on the ISS used to have their hair standing straight up in the air and not moving at all. And so the hair wasn't behaving naturally at all, suggesting that hairspray was used in order to make the effect like they were in gravity in outer space. And there's also been reports of bubbles being detected. There's been lots of green screen bloopers and harness errors that reveal that they are definitely deceiving us, that they are bouncing around in outer space. It's also documented that they can use zero-G planes in order to simulate gravity and weightlessness. And then when you see them passing microphones and stuff and playing with floating objects and whatnot, all of that can easily be done with augmented reality technology, where the object is not really there. It's actually a realistic computer-generated image. And there's been times when astronauts have reached for things that disappeared or that weren't there anymore because it was out of sync with the technology. And then on this one, you can see how the astronaut can't even keep his eyes on the CGI water ball. He has no idea where it is because the water ball is not really there. It's a computer-generated image. So he doesn't know where to focus his eyeball. Check out these guys on the ISS doing the mannequin challenge, where the first guy and a few of the others are perfectly suspended in outer space. Usually when they're in zero gravity, they're bouncing up and down, kind of not sitting there perfectly still in outer space. And then on this other clip, we got the astronaut literally grabbing at one of the other astronauts' harness wire. And there's tons of other bloopers that people have caught that you can find for yourself if you do more research on this subject. And then if you add that with the moon landing footage errors, then you can really begin to see that there's something going on with where the space agencies are continuously getting outed for manipulating footage, and people are catching tons of bloopers. And so those bloopers should not exist. Bloopers are usually found in Hollywood movies, not in real life footage. So that means that there's definitely something going on with the ISS. And so there's definitely something flying around up there that looks like the ISS, but with all of the bloopers that were discovered, there's a very good chance that whatever it is flying around up there is not what we were told. There's also a possibility that the ISS is some type of spy drone. But the thing is, if it is some type of spy drone, that doesn't necessarily mean that humans put it up there. And if it is something that humans put up there, then is it possible that there's more than one up there? If there's lots of these things up there, could that be why they're able to circumnavigate the Earth so many times? Is it possible that the ISS is some type of machine up there that's documenting the progress of civilization? There's an ISS tracker where they can say, hey, look up in the sky at this time, and you will be able to see the ISS pass in the sky. That doesn't mean that they made the ISS. Back in the times, there used to always be events where the kingdoms would tell their people that they were the ones making the eclipse happen and stuff like that. So the people would believe that it was a supernatural event that was taking place when actually it was a natural event. And so pointing at the sky and saying, check this out, and then it gets dark and then backlight again, they could make it appear like they made that happen. And so nowadays, you have the ISS tracker and stuff where you can point up in the sky at a certain time and see it pass in the sky. And then if you take a picture of it, there actually does appear to be an object in the sky. But the thing is, we don't know if this object was put up there by mankind. Now, some other options about what this ISS could be is that there is talk about there being extra land outside of Antarctica. And so if there's civilizations out there, could they be the ones in control of the ISS? Even Admiral Byrd was said to have contacted some beings in Antarctica. There's alleged testimony of Admiral Byrd speaking of hostile forces in Antarctica. He went on to speak of flying objects that can fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. And so this aircraft is said to have incredible speeds, which is similar to what is described of when we hear about the ISS flying at 17,000 miles per hour. And so who really knows what type of spacecraft that mankind really has? I mean, they say there might be some type of secret areas on this earth where they hide all of this secret aircraft. There's tons of money going into these space programs, so they have plenty of money to research and work on secret aircrafts and secret technology. If you do any research on the ISS, there doesn't appear to be any documentation that the ISS was ever built by mankind. How could they build such a historic machine like the ISS and never even think to document it on film? That's one thing that we must consider. And so according to my research, the elite actually are apparently in communication with an advanced civilization that they contact through the secret societies. And so once you get to these certain high levels of the secret societies, they say that these secret societies are actually run entirely by the spiritual world or beings from another dimension or another place. And so these elite are said to be in direct contact with these beings. And there's also said to be some physical beings here on Earth with us. They say some of these beings know how to blend in with society even. And so the book of Enoch actually speaks of the fallen angels coming down to earth and teaching mankind things that they never knew before. And so it sounds like they've been teaching mankind science and technology and all types of education about plants and stuff for a very long time now. And these beings might actually be stuck down here with us, and they're trying to get the help from the elite in order to help break out of this place. And so could these beings actually have created these UFOs and all of these strange spacecraft that people have reported to see throughout the last few decades? And could these beings really be the fallen ones attempting to deceive mankind into thinking that they're aliens from outer space? But the thing is, it does appear that these beings have access to technologies more advanced than what we have now. And so is it possible that the ISS could be something that mankind did not create? And so, like I said, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know, what do you think the ISS is? And do you think mankind put it up there, or do you think something else put it up there? For much more information, check out my playlist, Proof Space Programs Are Not What You Were Told. I'll leave the link in the comment section in the description box. Simply enter your email address at feedyourmind1.com. That way I can send you some cool news briefs throughout the week. It's completely free. I try to put out a new video every 10 patrons, so help me release new videos by becoming a patron. You can sign up for as little as $1. The link's in the comment section and the description box. It is very important for channels like this to be listener supported, to remain online, and you get early releases and much more. So thank you for your support. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click your notification bell. This has been another episode of Feed Your Mind. Thank you for tuning in. Signing off.